Today is September 23rd, Monday, 2024 at 10:40 a.m. I'm drinking from this cup today. Every day is a fresh start. This cup has become, for now at least, my favorite. If you have been seeing my videos, you know that I like the coffee cups with different writing. It's a little inspirational message in the morning, just to start the day with some positive, uplifting thought. So last several nights I had less sleep, so this morning I slept in. Now it is different in the videos that I make. Monday mornings, it's a little different after working for a little over 20 years. When Monday mornings you don't work, it kind of feels a little different. There were times where here and there I had a little break from work, but it was never this long, so I think that's why the feeling is a little different. But I guess this is also something that helps me to appreciate Monday mornings at work. Because there is always this thing that we talk about, that Monday morning blues or something, or like how the feelings of Sunday afternoon or evening could be different, because Monday you go back to work, but sometime when you don't have that for a long time, you miss that. It's different, and in some way I think there's one of my mantra that I have is look for positives in every situation and in everything. And I think this is one of that it is helping me to appreciate. When the Monday mornings would come again, I would hopefully remember this. And there were times I worked at many different places, many different jobs in the 20 years. And there were times that I was super excited, even on Sunday afternoon, that Monday is coming. There was crazy amount of work, and sometimes even on the weekends and weekdays, but I was super excited. And those are the things that, the jobs where when you feel happy. And when you feel happy, even the extra work doesn't really feel like extra work. And I did, and I'm grateful, because it's not easy to find places like that. And I think when you think about it, it's not necessarily places. Now that when I look back, everything in that job was also not perfect, and because nothing is perfect, we are not perfect. But that was the time I was listening to the Dale Carnegie book for months prior to that job. The Dale Carnegie book, the how to make friends and influence people, 100 years old book, but very popular in the leadership world. It's literally all about how we respond to situation, because it again goes back to like our inner world is what creates our outer world, because it's literally the reflection of our inner world. It's like a mirror, right? Everything is like a mirror, so what we put out, what it comes back. So I guess it's not necessarily the workplace, it's how we conduct ourselves, how we respond to situations. And I think in that workplace, I remember I was coaching some of the people who worked for me. They were new in management, and I would teach them because I also learned from Dale Carnegie book where I did leadership for a while before, but some of those concepts at that time was new, and I also took it to my core since then to now, and I hope to continue doing that, is that when it kind of goes back to the quote that Desmond Tutu actually said. It's at the very end of this book called The Book of Joy, where Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu have shared about that book several times in different videos, where they meet for a week to celebrate Dalai Lama's birthday, and this spiritual leaders, both I think one of them were 80, another I think Desmond Tutu was 88 and Dalai Lama was 80. And it's funny the way they talk to each other in that book. Some places they're like young kids, like 10-year-old kids. So as I think about it, even it makes me laugh, some of those parts. Anyway, excuse me. So what Desmond Tutu said, I think that's the best way to summarize the point, is that kindness grows when it gets tested. So meaning, kindness grows when it gets tested. Meaning when somebody is nice and kind to us and we are nice and kind to them, it's easy, right? It doesn't take any extra effort. But when somebody is not kind, not nice to us, but we still try to be nice and kind to them, that takes extra effort, and that is when our kindness grows. Like, if this is our kindness and we do that when somebody is mean to us and we try to be kind to them, it grows. Literally, it does. I also forget sometimes, but sometimes I try to remember, and that's partly why I keep doing this video, so that I stay on this path, because the progress is not a straight line. Like they say, progress doesn't go like this, progress is like this, and sometimes we'll dip, go up. As long as we keep going up, if we no matter how big or how small the fall is, we keep getting up, we get up and keep going on the right path. And in that, some of the things that helps with is finding some anchor points, right? And more anchor points you have, excuse me, it will help to get there faster. And it's not that once you reach the destination point, you just reach and it's done. We always gotta keep going, and it's like a muscle. Our mind is like a muscle, and it's probably the biggest imaginary muscle we have in our body that needs exercise, just like our bodies. Our bodies need exercise to stay healthy, or when I try to lose weight, which I'm trying hard but not able to, but I'm hoping that I have seen progress, though, especially this past weekend. There were a lot of things. There were like all 3 days there were things, and I gained 2 pounds, but during the week I lost some, so it's not too bad, but it's not going down as much the way I would like to. But this is the progress, because in the past I would gain more from this event. So that's a progress, and I really want to continue the practice of running, where on the treadmill I'm spending a little more time. I don't know how I will be able to do this week, because there are a lot of things going on this week, but by excuse me, by this time next year, if not definitely by end of next year, I want to be able to run a half a marathon, irrespective of the time, maybe 2 to 3 hours, hopefully, on a treadmill. And that does help me. And those are some of the anchor points, right? So that is one of the anchor points that helps you to keep going. I don't know what happened this morning on my throat. There's a bug on my throat. Anyway. So yeah, that's an anchor point. And some of the constant in life, like no matter what happens in our life, we have the sky today. It's not a sunny day. It's like actually there's little drizzle going on. And those trees, blue sky. Today's looking a little white because it's cloudy all around. Mother Earth, right? No matter what happens in life, those are the constant. And you may have other constants in life. I have my daughter Alice. My mom, she's very far away, but I feel her love. And I love her a lot. But life is like that. We can't have everything all at once. Okay. And I have so many good friends, my well-wishers. Even recently, one of my friends' mom, she's here. She lives with her, and she sees me like her daughter. That is so nice. And if you have seen my videos, you know that I believe in God, and my belief in the many months have been getting stronger and stronger. And I do believe that this friend, I know her from 10 years, but we kind of drifted apart. But then we did stay in touch, but it was not as close. And then in the many recent months, we started connecting again, and then now we are very, very close friends, like sisters. And her mom, she's like my mom. And I really do believe that God brought them to my life because I was missing my mom, and my mom is so far away in India, and with time difference and all that, I can't really talk to her much. So when in life there's a lot of difficulty that we need to work through, we need people, and they are our anchors. So I have this friends, the support system, that they are my anchor. And these videos, when I make them and people come in, comment, and I also get some of the people I know now have subscribed to my channel, and thank you guys. And they tell me that I'm resilient, and the friend I talked about, she tells me that she sees the difference in me a few months ago versus now, and those are so good to hear, because that's the progress I wanted to make. I have been on this path since things fell apart in November, and since December, so it's gonna be a year pretty soon, in a couple months. And that was my hope, that I'll be able to make progress. I'll be able to transform myself. I'm definitely not there where I fully want to be, but I'm glad that I'm making visible progress where people are able to see the difference, because sometimes we ourselves don't know. And um, and when we hear it from multiple people, it kind of gives you more validation that yes, the path we are on, that is helping us. It is helping us to change, because when things happen, there are two ways to deal with it. One is just keep feeling sad and keep doing things that are not productive, whereas another thing is just, take it as a learning lesson and keep growing from that. And that is the harder path. And in life, it is tempting to take easier path, but the easier path doesn't teach us anything. It's the harder path, if we take, that teaches us some things for the long run. And when a situation like that happens in the future, we are more prepared and we know how to deal with them, right? A little bit better, hopefully, than the first time. So yeah, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful there, and there are so many things to be grateful for. Like I talk about is coffee. I'm so grateful that I can drink coffee now. It might sound weird, but in Buddhism there is this concept of emotion. There are 3 types of emotion: pleasant, neutral, and unpleasant. And pleasant feelings are when we feel happy, simple. Neutral feelings are, Thich Nhat Hanh gives an example, the neutral feelings are when we have a toothache, we feel sad, but then when the toothache goes away, we forget about that, and that's actually neutral feeling. But if we remember, and that also comes from mindfulness practice, if we remember that we don't have the toothache, that can give us a happy feeling. So that unpleasant feeling, that the toothache, can become a neutral feeling, and the neutral feeling, when we remember, can become a pleasant feeling. And in life, the real pleasant feelings are less. When we are like really excited, you get a new job or new house or whatever, those are not a daily thing, but the daily emotions are mostly around either neutral or unpleasant. And we have the power to change those emotions, the neutral feelings, to pleasant feeling just by remembering. So why I was telling the story is because the coffee, it was about 5-6 years ago, I had really bad acid reflux. And it was so bad that I had to keep going to doctors for different kind of tests. And then I tried the natural medicines, Ayurvedic medicines. The doctor, what she gave me first didn't work, and then I kind of started treating myself with different Ayurvedic medicine by reading reviews from Amazon, which I don't recommend, but for me at that point, I was willing to try anything because I could eat only boiled food. Even if I put a little bit of pepper, I would feel in my stomach. So I was eating boiled food for 6 months. But in my mind, I had the belief that no matter what, I'm going to be able to get back to eating everything normal. And at that time, the book that helped me the most was Joe Dispenza's book, Becoming Supernatural. And there in that book, he talks about how we have the power to change our genes. And there are so many research. Yesterday I saw an article, I think the article was in one of those Apple app or something where you have to purchase, so I couldn't read the whole article, but I think the headline was, that how scientists have researched that our consciousness is connected to something that, like, it's beyond our imagination, which is people knew for more than hundreds of years. And if you read the Napoleon Hill book, Think and Grow Rich, he talks about the mastermind group. He talks about how in that group, if you have people like, say, Abraham Lincoln, and you study enough about them and you are kind of meditating, your subconscious can connect to Abraham Lincoln's subconscious, and you can get the idea. Like, you're having a work situation or something, and he's an expert on that, you can get the idea. And it's some people might think it's crazy, but people who believe into these things, they will know what I'm talking about, because I have done that, and it will blow your mind when you keep doing it. And anyway, that's something I do it a little differently now. But anyway, so that's why I appreciate drinking coffee, because for 3 years straight, I could not drink coffee, because when you have acid reflux, coffee is really bad. It aggravates it. But so I was able to physically heal myself. So my belief when I started this journey was that this time the challenge is more difficult, because it's about healing my mind. I had difficulties in my life, but I think this was one of the hardest situation I was in at the end of last year, and I couldn't see myself where I am today, where people can see the visible changes in me. And I'm so grateful for that, for all the people who has helped me throughout the process and helping me. And for some, I am like beyond grateful, because it is the incredible help that I got from some people, the emotional support. It's I cannot even put it in words. But that's it. So where I was going from is find some anchor points, and more anchor points you have, you will get there faster, and it will be easier for you to get there. And when you have a group of friends, I would say, try to find multiple, because what happens is everybody's life is busy, and sometimes you'd really need support from somebody, but they might be super busy either with work or their kids or their job, and then you need somebody else to be there for you. And that's why, like, having multiple people in that support system is not only necessary but key. And same thing, when you can, when your schedule allows, help others, because that's what Dale Carnegie would say, like, go help other people, so that when you need the help, there is someone who is there to lend a hand. It's literally his words. So help people, so that when you need help from someone, there's someone there to lend a hand. Because even when people we help, not everybody might be there when we need them, but and our expectation would be that they might not be, and if they are, that's great. Yeah, I know I talked about a lot of random things, but in some way I think I did talk about my progress, because that was something that I thought I would keep talking, because that'll help me to keep focusing on the progress. Now today I'd have to work on some paperwork stuff that I have been pushing, because I didn't want to do that, but I have to. So some things when you don't want, you can push only for so long. So today I have to do that. I don't think I'll have the option to go to the gym today, but maybe, this week is gonna be a hard week, a lot of stuff going on, but I might try to go at least 1 or 2 days, so that my half marathon practice is there because I have to keep practicing to get there. And I'll do a little intention setting and visualization, and I'll do my mantra. I did the little, I went out on the deck and tried to do the mindfulness practice with my senses to feel the wood on the deck with my feet and hear the sound. And I'm doing that right now too as I speak, and taste the temperature. Okay, so intention setting and visualization for this week and the weekend. It does help even with a few deep breaths. If you calm your body down, you'd feel it. I do feel it, and sometimes you may not in the beginning, but as you keep practicing, it happens even a little bit. A minute every day can help. So yeah, now I'm gonna do the mantra. I accept the things I can't control, and I trust in God. I speak positive and uplifting word. Love, harmony, joy, peace, patience. Live in the present moment. Be kind. Let go. Let go. Forgive. Look for positives in all situations. Be strong. Be resilient. Persevere. Be the kind and compassionate person for Alice. Spread positivity, peace, and optimism. So I have attached this mantra to my different body parts, and that is a concept I learned from one of Jason Stevenson's meditation video. He uses it for different things, but I kind of merge two things together, and that's why I kind of touch the body parts a little bit when I talk about my mantra, and it actually helps me to remember the mantra, because in the past I would just write it down and then I'll forget, oh, what was the fourth one, what was the fifth one, but this way it's kind of so easy to remember, and throughout the day, different time of the day when I remember, I kind of can go through it, remembering my body parts. Yeah, since yesterday, something is kind of, it's ringing in my mind, I would say, not ringing in my ears, but ringing in my mind. So I thought I'll just share this and then finish the video. One of the video from YouTube video from Wayne Dyer, where he talks about, let's say if you're thinking if it's a job or a new house or a partner or having a baby, or I don't know, anything that, or a car, anything that you're trying to attract in your life, because I'm kind of getting into that zone where you attract what you want versus, being what happened, it's gone. And so what is ringing in my mind is he also says that what you are seeking is also seeking you. So the concept is that is the purple pen and said this is their job. So if this is your job and this is you and you are seeking that, this is also seeking you. And if it is meant for you, you will be united. So that what you are seeking is also seeking you. This is a very profound concept, said it very, very nicely. And Wayne Dyer has so many other good quotes. One of his really popular one, and I love it, is when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And early, I don't have a half a cup water here, but less than half a cup. The point is that if you're looking at as how much of the cup is empty, so you're looking at how much is empty, and then your focus is on the emptiness. And then if you look at how much of the water is filled in the cup, so then your focus goes on the water that is filled already in the cup. So when you change the way you look at things, the thing you look at changes. The thing is same, it's like, this much water, but how we are looking at it is the difference it makes. So even in ourselves, and we are usually, they say that we are our worst critic, unfortunately. So when we look at ourselves, we need to be looking at the good in us. We need to be looking at the strength that we have in us. Then we will be able to, because energy flows where attention goes. So our energy and attention, all of this, when we put it in what's good in us, that is going to grow. But unfortunately, the way we look at ourselves is usually we see what's bad, even for me, sometimes when I talk about my weight, it's like I'm focusing on there. So I have to figure out a way to look at the good, so that then that is going to grow. My friend and I, we were talking about this thing, subconscious mind, and we're talking about Tony Robbins talks. She has a training in November. I might actually join with her. I will join with her because it's a virtual. Anyway, we were talking about these things, and it was amazing. And that's the thing. Some of it you gotta talk to friends and find who are like-minded people, because then these things, it stick with you a little more. Like for me, that's how, like me and my friend, she and I, we like this thing, so it's really helping us in that front. Anyway, so yeah, that what is seeking you, that what you are seeking is also seeking you. So for me, my job is a priority now, so hopefully my job is seeking me too. And I hope you have a good day, and thank you for coming and watching my videos and encouraging me. And that is definitely a big consistent in my life. This is a big anchor point, and my hope is that someday, as time goes by, of course, I would the right time, I would share even more about my life, and I hope that someday these videos will become somebody's survival guide. That is my hope. In life, we go through a lot of challenges, and sometimes when we look at big people, Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, we learn from their life, and we try to implement the things in our lives. But that when people are so popular, so famous, and sometimes it becomes like, their life is so different, and we can't necessarily, even though we relate, it's a little different. So sometimes we just can relate more with people who are like, I don't know, not popular, not famous, just somebody who is living just a regular life, so that they go through it, and then ultimately, hopefully, from all the challenges, we learn to still find a path which is peaceful, because ultimately even the Buddhist monks and other religion now that I'm learning Christianity too. It's all about peace. Like everybody's seeking that inner peace, right? It is represented in different ways. The explanation might be different in different religions, but everybody's looking for that peace, the deep peace in their mind, the happiness that is longer lasting than just a few seconds or a few minutes or a few days. So because outer world things will keep happening, you can't stop from things to keep happening. Things will keep happening, but it is how we respond that is the absolute key of our happiness. That is the absolute key of our happiness. Good, bad. I don't say the word, normally I said it, but the point is like, every word we speak has an energy that carries with it. And now we don't want to become paranoid, but the point is, I used to talk about thinking, feeling, action that goes in a cycle or like a triangle. I used to use that. Now I use more from like thinking, speaking, action, thinking, speaking, action. A little bit from the book written by Jason Murphy, The Power of Our Subconscious Minds. The words carries so much of our thinking and our actions, because words makes us feel differently. When I say happiness, the energy of the word happiness versus if I were to say sadness, the energy of the word or the frequency would be here, the happiness would be here. So more you are here, that you're speaking the words here, our mind is going to be here, the higher frequency in positive zone, and more you are in the sadness and anger and all of these words, if you say, your mind would be here. And our conscious mind and subconscious mind, where we all have the bad side and the good side, which I use this too when I talk in my videos. What you feed is what grows. So if we keep feeding the good will grow. And if we keep feeding the bad, and when we use these bad words or the sadness, those things waters the bad and that grows. So I'm practicing that. I'm trying to be more mindful and watchful of the words that I speak. And finally, and I'm talking about finishing the video, but finally I'm going to do it. I want to remind myself that I read from a book a few months ago, to live an observer life, right? And that's also a practice. 3 things are so important: not to judge, not to criticize, and not to blame. No judgment, criticizing, and blame. I have to come up with a good acronym so that I remember it, because sometimes I forget. No blame, criticize, and judgment. BCJ, that doesn't chime that well. JCB, I don't know, I'll find a better one. Maybe the name, Jacob. So no judgment, no criticism, no blaming. No matter who the person is, no matter how you like the person or dislike the person, don't judge, no, don't blame, don't criticize. God is there for that. And if you don't believe in God, but still believe that you live an observer's life, because that is what will keep you in that peaceful zone. Because when we do any of that, our frequency depletes. So we want to keep our frequency higher, and that is by living an observer life. We just observe as if like we're watching a movie. It's not easy, but if we do that, that also helps us to respond in a positive way and not react. Of course, I say all of this also so that I keep doing that. But I hope it helps you too if you're watching this video. So with that, I finally will finish the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow morning. If not, sometime this afternoon if I make a short one. Okay, bye.